Cage before. He's very aggressive, very game fighter.
Tough and durable.
Absolutely.
He suffered his first fight. He suffered a loss to Chris McDonald out of South Shore Sport Fighting, looking to avenge it against the camp that handed him his first loss. His second fight against Mike Albert was a legendary one-round war where he overcame adversity, got cracked early in that fight, was able to fight through some troubles and get the submission win. So we know he's tough, he's well-rounded, and he's looking to exceed the 500 mark tonight.
Yeah, when he beat Mike Albert, I mean, he had to walk through fire to get that win. Mike Albert came out of him like a bat out of hell, and he was still able to keep his composition. But, you know, Lakeville MMA, second guy on the card tonight. So far, they're 1-0, so he's got all the momentum behind him.
He truly does, but on the other side of the cage faces a real test for him, 1-0, Adam Bondarenko from South Shore Sport Fighting. We all know what kind of fighter South Shore brings out around here. Hometown crowd, hometown gym. They bring a lot of game, a lot of good grappling, a lot of good skills coming out of South Shore, so we'll see what if he's up for the challenge this evening.
Justin Stevens has circled the cage. He's comfortable and ready to go. Always exciting to see this young man throw some fisticuffs.
Oh, man after my own heart.
I like it too.
Andy picked this song for me once.
I did. I
did.
Listen, it's hard to pick against Slipknot. I'm
it
a
really
maggot
is.
Through and through. So, Adam Bondarenko, 1-0, coming off of a decision victory. Bill Mahoney in the corner, Ryan White, Danielle Heinley, very experienced corner right behind him, an experienced camp full of seasoned grapplers. This is a matchup to make. Only 3 fights between these guys, but a lot of skills already shown in their young amateur careers.
Yeah, and at featherweight's always an interesting division. Some of the best fighters come out of these weight classes because it's right in the middle there. But you know, Adam Bondarenko, coming from South Shore, we know he's going to have great ground game because those guys are just known for submissions. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Coming in being greased up right now.
Greased up in the prep point is Adam Bondarenko, first South Shore Sport Fighter of the night. One of only 2, a very light night for the
South
home
Shore
crowd,
squad, yeah.
home crowd camp. Seems good to go, and we're ready for that tail of the tape.
All right, tail of the tail coming up. Beautiful shot coming in for round 1 yet again. Maybe we'll get past round 1 this time. Our tail of the tape, Justin Stevens comes in at 6 years. Adam's elder, standing identically at 5'8", and the reach is identical. Here is Andy for the introductions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the 4th bout of the evening. This is a featherweight matchup at the amateur rank scheduled for 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Introducing to you first, standing in the red corner, with an amateur record of 1 victory and 1 defeat, this man stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 144 pounds. He is representing Lakeville MMA. Give it up for Justin Maui Stevens. And now introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, with an amateur record of 1 victory and 0 defeats. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 143 pounds. Tonight he's representing South Shore Sport Fighting. Let's hear it for Adam, the Russian concussion, Bondarenko.
Our referee for this matchup is
Russian concussion.
I like that.
Wow,
That was a good one.
Very interesting.
All right, Justin Stevens in the white, trunks out of the red corner. Adam Bondarenko in the gray out of the blue corner. Let's get it going, guys.
Chris Burke sets him off. I love that nickname, the Russian concussion.
We just said that.
Bondarenko, the southpaw here.
Bondarenko coming in, he's very spastic. Ooh, nice headbutt coming
For a
in.
takedown right off the bat.
Maui Stevens looking to fight on that neck.
Watch out on that
It's been the
neck.
theme of the night thus far, is guillotines.
And Maui Stevens, man, this guy's good.
Nice double. Stevens does the right thing, gets right back up to a hip and a wall walk.
Exactly. Popped right up right when that impact was made. But hits the cage, pops right back up, trying to work back to his feet.
Doing a great job. He should push the head away here with his opposite arm that's not posting. Bondarenko doing a good job. He's trying to figure four the legs into half guard, so he's across the body now, not really in danger of the guillotine at all.
Although he's sneaking that wrist a little further and further under the chin is Maui Stevens.
Stevens doing a good job posting. The only problem with this is that one arm is holding up the entire body weight of Bondarenko. So it will get hard to continue to post that way if he just keeps laying on him like this.
A lot of control for Bondarenko here early in round one.
Nice post there by Stevens. And he can use that guillotine to help him get up there.
Absolutely. And the thing, I don't think that Bondarenko is not in trouble here because he still has to keep picking up Stevens and putting him down. That's a lot of energy expended just trying to keep one person down. If Stevens can keep getting up, that could tire either one of them. These big slams are very impressive, but at the same time, they are energy consuming.
Extremely taxing in the energy department to pick another man up over the shoulder and slam him.
He's doing a great job passing.
Still holding on to that head, trying to find the right side to attack that guillotine. As he's posting up, doing a great job, and Bondarenko trying to pin that with the knee, unsuccessful.
He's not doing a bad job of actually getting to his feet. Bondarenko has his hands clasped under his knees and pinching his knees together. It's making it even harder to get up.
Stevens just using that guillotine every time. He's using the wall perfectly. And Bondarenko there, what he should have done when he picked him up is he should have brought him to the center of the cage because Stevens knows he has to use that wall to get up.
Yep, absolutely. And Bondarenko was just what he should do when he posts right there. When Steven posts on that right arm, he should be trying to just beautifully trying to pull that wrist out from him and get that elbow away from there, put him flat in his back. That's perfect. Exactly.
Full guard for Justin Stevens. He's got that right butterfly hook and the left leg around for full guard. He's trying to throw some strikes from the bottom here.
Stevens would be wise to put his feet in the hips and push away, try and make some space to wall walk, get right back up to his feet. It seems that Bondarenko is a little bit more or less comfortable, on his feet, a little bit more stiff. He's more comfortable on the ground here. He's going to keep trying to control him. Stevens doing a good job with butterfly hooks. There we go. Good job retaining his guard as well. Bondarenko trying to keep a dominant position here, but he keeps finding himself in guard.
He might get out of the first round here.
That's a first for the night.
Only took 4 fights. And that does it for the first stanza. The story of that fight. The shot came very early in that round. They might have collided heads for a quick second, but Bondarenko on top of him, like white on rice when it comes to just latching onto the hips. Every time Stevens got up, he was able to pick him up and put them down. He picks things up and puts them down. And he scored 3 big takedowns. He was able to control that whole round.
My question to this is how much energy did he expend lifting up Stevens over his head and hitting those slams? And I'm one that's partial to slams. You can watch any of my fights. I love picking people up and putting them down. But if I'm going to expend too much energy in the process of doing that, it's not worth the expenditure, so I don't even try. So we're going to see how much blood is in his muscles going into the second round.
And it takes a lot less energy to get up. Justin Stevens did a great job of keeping him at bay, keeping him in the guillotine, and using the wall to get up every time. Really making Bondarenko work there.
Second round.
First round.
Definitely. We'll see who's the more conditioned fighter here, for sure.
Both men have gone the distance before in their short amateur careers. Cardio doesn't seem to be an issue leading into this fight. Let's see what kind of adjustments the corner of Justin Stevens made to stop that takedown from happening again. Looking like he's trying to keep his distance.
First round jitters, already good.
Beautiful right hand from Stevens.
Good underhook there.
There we go. That's what he didn't have. That whole first round was an underhook, but his hips are square to the cage and he's going for a ride.
Exactly. Bringing him right over to his corner. That's very, very wise.
That's a move from a veteran camp like South Shore Sport Fighting. They probably drilled that. If you
classic
pick him up,
Matt Hughes.
Bring him to your corner. Listen to our voices.
See if Stevens can get back to that guillotine and move the wall.
Great control of the hips from Bondarenko.
He's doing a great job pushing the head, but he should be pushing the other way. Trying to get his knee or hip to the cage. So Bondarenko wants to separate his hips from the cage and keep him in open water. The only thing that'll keep him from getting up is doing that. So Steven wants to stay against this cage, Bondarenko does not. So I'd like to see him move over towards Justin Stevens' right side and try to pass that.
To see Stevens post up and try and wall walk, but that hasn't really been working for him. Bondarenko's been really tough to separate and create that space to get back to a stand-up exchange.
On him like a wet towel.
Bondarenko, hasn't been able to pass yet or really advance much.
Stevens showing good guard. You know, he's keeping an open guard, doesn't close his guards, which indicates to me that he has some jiu-jitsu game. It's just he's playing too much here. In MMA, on the bottom, you are losing unless you're putting together chain submissions and sweeps. I say that as he's about to go for a sweep. He's using it. There we go. Good job with the can opener there for Bondarenko, keeping that head close to his so he couldn't get swept over.
Trying to pin the right arm of Stevens under the body. He might be trying to trap it with his right arm. Good opportunity to throw. There he is. He caught it.
Oh.
Now he can let go. He can posture up and step over. It's going to be hard to keep that. It's going to be hard to keep that there.
Very hard to keep it, especially with the gloves. And
but
especially with the gloves. You don't have the same grip with the gloves.
He's got the wrists though, so that's and Stevens is doing the right thing, going to that hip.
Use it to pass. That could be bad news.
Very bad news. Very difficult
This is
position.
the Khabib. Here it is. This is the Khabib. Perfect.
Stevens doing a good job pushing away and getting his hand back.
He got his hand back, and he's trying to get that full guard back now.
Even wrist is back being taken to do that, which is a necessary risk at some points. He's doing the right things, trying to defend here.
Yeah, when you're giving up your back to get out of a bad spot, you know, something went wrong down the lines. But we know Justin Stevens has nothing but heart in the tank. He might be down 2 rounds with 35 seconds left to go in round 2, but he's not going to give up in the least bit. But Bondarenko really starting to make things happen with his control here. Landing some effective ground and pound, good passes, and great scraps.
Great pressure on the ground from Bondarenko. See the figure 4 of his legs. That's keeping, like I said, those knees pinched to Stevens. He can't shrimp out. On top of, look at his head position inside the armpit. That's creating dominant. Stevens can't get up as long as his head's in that armpit.
Head position is such an underutilized weapon. Just being able to control someone with your own head. It's something that wrestlers do from day one. It's a very important tool of keeping an opponent posture. And Bondarenko is using his head very well. That's how you use your head in shorter words.
Slow to get up. Seems like he's catching a breath.
He's got some pep in his step.
He is up to 2 rounds to none. So this is an interesting concept. Stevens knows he's down. His corners have got to tell him he's down 2. He needs to start moving here. He needs to get some work done. And Bondarenko is up 2. He could coast if he'd like to, but at the same time, Stevens seems like the pressure fighter. So what are we going to see here? We're going to see coasting and desperation from either corner. I think the game plan, the adjustment is going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and it was a much better round for Bondarenko. The first round he struggled to advance. This time he really got the position on him. He was able to use that wrist control. But like you said, Justin Stevens looks like the fresher fighter. That could be the X factor going into the 3rd round.
And we've said before in this very same booth that a desperate fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Very dangerous.
And knowing that you're down 2 rounds, there's 2 philosophies. There's that go for broke. Well, that's the only philosophy. You got to go for broke and try and get that win. You know you need a finish. You can pull some tricks out of the hat.
You can either lose being safe, or you can try and win and might get caught, doing everything you can. So those are the choices you're faced with down 2-0.
Nice
Good kick.
Round 3 underway.
Stevens goes for the takedown, which is probably not the wisest. Good wrestling right over to side control. Into a dominant position here.
Beautifully stuffed from Bondarenko. Was immediately sprawling out on that. Falls right into side control. Got an arm pin, looking for a crucifix here. But Maui Stevens trying to use the cage to hit a sweep. And
he does a great job here, getting his back to the cage. Bondarenko had him in open water, just in the middle of the open cage. He scoots back somehow to get back up. Now he needs to get up. He cannot sit in guard here. He needs to get up.
Very creative way to get that half guard back as he went completely around the world to get it.
Yeah. Hey. He's got to either get up here or sweep him, because he obviously wants to be on top. He went for that takedown, but was not successful, unfortunately.
I'm no stranger to using the cage. I mean, Kid Moy had me in a guillotine at one point, and I went completely upside down vertically 12-6 on the cage using a headstand. So, man after my own heart here.
Beautiful job getting that wrist control again, as you called it. What's it called?
The Khabib.
The Dagestani. The Dagestani
destroyer.
I forget the second word, but it's the Dagestani.
The Dagestani. I'm gonna beat you up.
That's a beautiful, beautiful trap of that arm, and Maui Stevens able to get out of that bad spot. Now let's see if he can successfully get back to his feet here in round 3. Excellent control from Bondarenko. Very impressive stuff.
He's got to scoop. Stevens has got to get off his flat back. He's got to get to a hip here.
Look at that shoulder pressure, trying to get that right leg free, skip over to mount using the shoulder pressure.
I'd like to see Bondarenko go for mount. Get him to mount, maybe go for a finish here. You know, he's got 2 rounds in the bag. He's got to think that.
And as you called, oh, not mount, but the side control.
Side control, though.
Now he might try to cut the mount.
Oh, he's looking for the crucifix now.
Yeah, he's going back to that like he did earlier in round 1. And now he's got it. He just has to get his right arm free, and he can start unloading some pretty good short shots here.
He's got partial crucifix here. He's isolated the left arm.
The head needs to pin that left arm.
There it is, knee on belly, right up.
Beautiful job.
42 seconds to work. That is a lifetime, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got to posture up and rain down some bombs.
Stevens has got to get moving here.
Oh, Stevens is...
Tried with that double overhook sweep from mount.
Stevens, you know, he hasn't stopped moving at all. He's still going for it here.
Well, it was just, this whole fight's just been the devastating controlling abilities of the wrestling game of Adam Bondarenko. We knew this coming into it. The South Shore Sport Fighting crew always brings a slew of talented grapplers, and this one was no different. Maui Stevens literally yelling as he's trying to explode into a sweep, but not enough in the tank, and Adam Bondarenko uses the entirety of the 9 minutes to implement strong wrestling and good control, and should walk away with the decision. And Justin Stevens, you know, this kid, he's beat cancer before. He's won in this cage. He's absolutely full of heart, full of talent, and don't think he's going anywhere. He loves this fight game, and I'm sure we're going to see this young fighter back, but we're waiting on the official scorecards to put this one in the books.
It's absolutely not even as if he was dominated or outclassed in any way. He made proper adjustments. He tried to defend the takedowns. Bondarenko did a great job with his top pressure and making sure that everything was secure and his positions were great. So Stevens did a great job trying to defend. He was just a little bit one step behind, I would say.
Yeah, and Bondarenko, you know, the story of this fight was Bondarenko had the wrestling advantage, you know, just being on top with a heavy, strong wrestler on top of you. It's tough, man. And, you know, a guy like Justin Stevens, who's, you know, kind of primarily more of a jiu-jitsu guy, sometimes it's the matchup. It's not so much, you know. But I'd love to see Justin Stevens again. You know, this guy, he always has a great attitude. He comes in here with a lot of heart. But Bondarenko had a great night tonight.
Great.
And he's going to have the official decision here for us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for these 2 warriors. After 3 rounds of action, our judges cage side have rendered a decision with scores of 30-27 across the board. We have your winner by unanimous decision, Adam the Russian Concussion Bondarenko.
So just as we thought, Bondarenko gets away with the unanimous decision. Yep.
Well, good performance. Great performance by both guys. We are on to the 5th fight of the night as Slipknot takes us out.
South Shore Sports Fighting on the scoreboards tonight. First win.
Their next fighter will be none other than our co-main event fighter, Skeletor.
The boss with the interview.
All right. Did you guys hear that nickname, the Russian Concussion? Where did that nickname come from? I know you're a little tired, but where did that nickname come from?
I'm kind of tired. I don't really remember. But my dad's from Ukraine, so he's kind of pissed about the nickname. Maybe we can change that. I'm sorry I threw my mouthpiece. And a lot of you guys probably think I'm a dickhead. I think that was just the adrenaline talking. Thank you, guys.
So we got to change to the Russian. We want Ukraine.
Yeah.
And he's a little tired, so I'm going to take it from here. So I got to give you credit. I was rooting against you because me and Adam talked, and he's from Abington, and I graduated Abington High. And we said, hey, I graduated Abington High in '99. He goes, yeah, I was born in that year. So from that moment forward, I was like, I hope this mother effer loses. But you won, impressive performance, 2-0. Make some noise for Adam Bondarenko.
Impressive in his second fight. Very dominant grappling, and that closes the book on our victor here, Adam Bondarenko.